Hello, this video is going to be a tour of sorts of the example save game for SWLU version 1.2.3 that I've included, and it's going to go over what an endgame setup really looks like. So, as I'm sure all of you are aware, LU has dock agents, new mobile mining, quick shuttles, all kinds of very advanced things, Saturn complex hubs, Plutarch tractor system, that is all very complicated. It has very intricate menus and is very difficult to learn. So in this video, I'm going to go over the example save game, and it already has all of that set up. So I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what everything does, just the gist of what does what. So a dock agent does one thing, a freighter does another thing, a station agent does another thing, universe trader. They all have unique roles to play, and I'm going to be going over how an endgame empire looks like. So first thing you do is from the ModDB page, you're going to download X3AP example, which is the save game. You're not actually going to install it into your game. What you're going to do is come to your Documents Egosoft, and in Documents Egosoft is where it keeps your X3 save game. So you're going to take your X3 example, which I've already extracted somewhere right here, and you're going to put it in Egosoft. Now remember, X3 will only use the save game that's called X3AP, and that is the save game that the game will use. So what you do is you need to rename your current folder called X3AP to something else, which is what I did here, current. This is my current save games. And then rename the example to X3AP. That way, after you've looked around, you've understand how dock agents and all that work, you can just rename this back to example and then rename your saves back to X3AP, and then you can get back into your game. So anyway, now that we've put the save game in, let's just go ahead and launch the game. And I will get back once we are loaded. Hello and welcome to the example save game. So when you come in, the first thing you're going to see is a mining base and a bunch of mining fighters. They actually blew up an asteroid and there's smoke everywhere now. But this is what I would call the optimal mobile mining setup. So it's actually a free Argon trading station that has 40 E-wing mining ships. So those are fighter miners, not freighter miners, home base to it, and they're just mining this sector, new income, and they just automatically mine. When they fill up, they just dock at the station, drop it off, and go out to mine again, and they'll just keep doing that forever. The station also has didn't mean to shoot there. The station also has a bunch of dock agents, Carillion YT-2400s that will go around the galaxy and sell all of the crystals and minerals automatically that the fighters have mined. I'm not going to go over how to set all this up in this video. I just want to show you guys what's in this save game so you can see it for yourselves. I'll have a dedicated tutorial on mobile mining coming up pretty soon. That will be different. Points of interest in this save game: Unknown Sector Epsilon is where the player headquarters is. That's where all the ships get built. The main outfitting dock that has all the gear I use to outfit brand new ships. The fighter reserve hangar for MLCC. Got a bunch of extra fighters here. And let's see, another one is Unknown Sector Kappa down here. Got some extra factories down here if you want to come look. These factories are actually used for things I sell, such as advanced satellites for money. Gamma over here has the Central Distribution Center, which is a dock that simply sells some products that I make around the universe. It's just basically a freight relay station that I use. One other thing to look at is Unknown Sector Beta. There's a bunch of Saturn complex hubs in here that make things that supply the player headquarters. So, or microchips, crystals, all of that goes to supply the player headquarters to make ships. I also have another mobile mining setup in Light of Heart using the TS class miners. This one's actually not very profitable. If you go to Advanced and Trade Report, this is a record of everything the station's ever sold. 247 million credits is nothing for a mobile mining base, which is why you want to use freighters. Again, in the mining tutorial, I'll go more into depth on that. Another thing is if you go to options in the property menu and turn on don't show hidden ships, you can actually see every single ship that's working for me right now. So here's all the mining ships, explorer ships, all of the station and universe traders. Now, quick word of note, Gallifrey transports make horrendous universe traders simply due to their speed. They always get to the station too late after an NPC has already taken the deal. So you want to use a fast ship as a universe trader. All of the dock agents, all of the MLCC security ships, all of the freighters, and all of the fighters. Alright, but you didn't download Star Wars LU to look at dock agents and freighters and all of that nonsense. You downloaded it because you like the fleet combat and you want to see that in action. You can do that from the start in this example save game. So immediately, let's go fight the OCV. They are the race that is taking over the galaxy one sector at a time, and we have to stop them. So let's put again Tokyo Lambda right now, and let's do that. It just occurred to me that not all of the controls may have transferred correctly from the save game because I did have satellite monitoring installed on that, and you may not have that installed on your game. What you need to do real quick, just set commands for MLCC console. I always make this B, and MLCC, hold up, remove control, make that B, and MLCC go, I always make that shift B. Anyway, this is the OCV fleet. These are severely overpowered. They're going to absolutely crush this rebel fleet I have amassed. But let's see it in action. So we press B to bring up the MLCC menu. So here are the main things you can do. So configuration, this is how everything is set up. These are all the different ships in my rebel fleet, how they're set up, the fighters they use, what they do. You can look at that in more detail. To bring them in, you need to hit assist, and you need to hit rally jump beacon. So rally standard will have them come through a gate one at a time. Nobody wants to do that. You want to hit rally jump beacon. That's how you make them all jump in front of you. So I have these groups set here. I don't think these are going to transfer with the save game, but if not, you can just manually switch them down here, and you hit rally jump beacon. So you're going to see the ships responding. Let's speed up time a little bit, give them a second to jump in, and they're actually just going to jump right in front of you, and they're not going to have any orders until you hit shift B. So here's all the corvettes I ordered. Let's hit B again, hit assist. Let's do capitals. Now, I like to call them in separately. You could just call in the entire fleet at once. Let's just go ahead and do that. So once the capitals arrive, excuse the lag. So all the nebulons, the quasars, the moncals are all here. Notice none of the ships are doing anything. This thing still has all of its Y-wings docked. Nothing is happening. So all we have to do, if you remember from the configuration menu, all these orders that we set, all of this happens when we hit Shift B or MLCC Go. So when I hit Shift B, all of the ships are going to spring into action, fighters will be launched, they're automatically going to return home for repairs. If they need it, they're going to jump out to try and save their shields, save them from taking hull damage. They're all going to attack their ideal target, so they're going to launch fighters at fighters, capitals will focus on capitals, and you name it. So let's hit Shift B.
Command accepted.
And that is it. All we have to do now is just fly around and happily enjoy the battle. All of the ships will, their orders are already taken care of. Ignore that. That's a ship in a different sector. All fighters are launched. Corvettes moving in. Now, my computer can't really handle this, and the video recording software at the same time, so you'll just have to see this for yourself. You've already seen it in the GIFs and the videos on the Star Wars LU page, but that is MLCC. So anyway, if the battle isn't going our way, we just hit bring up the menu, hit retreat. All fighters are going to immediately turn around and head back to their carriers. All ships with jump drives are going to get the heck out of here, because this my fleet may look impressive with all these capital ships and corvettes and fighters, but it is only like a fifth of what you need to beat the OCV. As you can see, all these Y-wings are going back to dock at that quasar. Now, it doesn't have the the transporter device and remote docking, I think it's called, the docking transporter extension. So the ships don't just beam aboard as if by a transporter device. They actually have to go in the hangar. So when you actually set up your game, you want to equip your carriers with the docking transporter extension. So you don't have to wait for all the little ships to go and dock. Meanwhile, your carrier is getting wrecked. As you can see here, there are like 36 X-Wings that need to dock at this MC-75 cruiser before it can jump out. Well, anyway, let's go back to the MLCC home base sectors. We can just look. Y Alpha and Y Beta. All the ships come back to their docks. And I'm going to get out of here myself before I die. And I will show you the last few features to note.
One of your ships is under attack.
Alright, and then the last few features to take note of are the quick shuttles and tug. So for quick shuttles, I have it bound to H, I believe. Let's press H. That calls the Reaper shuttle. So as you can see here in this sector, we have all of this loot. The Reaper shuttle, if it'll show up, right here. This is our Reaper shuttle. It's a VCX. It has a transporter device, so if you look at the map, it's just going to go in the 5-kilometer transporter range of all these wares. It's going to collect them automatically. Excuse the lag. So you see it's picking up all of these containers already. And once it does that, it will jump back to its base and it will drop all of those off. That is actually I'm not sure where this is based. Let's see. It is based at the main outfitting dock. So it is based at the Boron equipment dock in Unknown Sector Epsilon. This dock right here brings all its wares back here. This is actually a great way to make money early on to set up your Reaper shuttle. And you just bind it to a hotkey. And if you ever want it to abort prematurely, there's a button for that too. I think I have it. The controls didn't transfer with the save file, but you can just have it abort. Let's see. The other one is the fuel quick shuttle. So if, say, I ran out of energy cells, I'm just going to eject them all into space.
Energy cells. Energy
here.
cells ejected.
I can hit the quick shuttle fuel button.
Command accepted.
It will jump
Energy
in.
cells.
Now, because it has the quantum jump drive extension, it will jump right into the center of the sector. There it is. Another VCX 100, I believe.
No aim.
Oh, I missed it. It already transferred the wares. So it restocks me all the way up into my fuel supply quantity of energy cells, and then it jumps back to its base, restocks, and just waits for more. So it's just provides you with fuel when you need it. The last thing is tug. Let me find an abandoned ship, and I will get back with tug. Alright, so here's an abandoned ship, if I don't crash into it. It is a Xenon L. These are pretty common to find abandoned all throughout the galaxy. Now, again, please, oh please, get that satellite monitoring script from Jubarbe. It will just let you hit a single button. You can find all the abandoned ships, abandoned wares all over the galaxy. It even lets you remotely send the Reaper shuttle. So this sector right here has a ton of loot in it. You can just remotely send the Reaper shuttle to claim all of it. Now, little known fact, your loot, the chance at which loot drops throughout the entire galaxy is based on your fight rank. So if you have a high fight rank, loot all over the galaxy from NPC battles will be more common. If you go to the player menu, you can actually see that here. FLC, freight loot chance. This is the chance that anywhere on any ship will drop when that ship dies, and it goes up as your fight combat rank goes up. Just a fun fact. So anyway, we can claim this ship remotely because we have the remote system control software. You can buy that at, I think, Home of Light. And then we also have the fabled X-Wing repair ship and repair lasers that Star Wars LU hides in the galaxy somewhere. So you actually have to find this. You can't buy it anywhere. Anyway, it's got 4 repair lasers on it. So we can very quickly repair this L. if my auto aim was working. Auto aim is quite kind of funky with repair lasers. But we're repairing this L 4 times the speed at which our handheld suit laser could. You definitely want to go explore the galaxy and find the repair ships that I've hidden, as well as the repair lasers. You can't buy either of them anywhere. So anyway, you just hit the tug button. In my case, it is Shift Y. You'll notice the name of your ship updates to flagged tug, and your tug ship will automatically jump in. There it is right there. No, that's the dock agent. It needs a second to jump in.
Attention. One of your ships is under attack.
There it is. It's the TOG VCX 100. So a TM class ship like this is a good idea to use for TUG because you can dock the fighters. You're going to be finding a lot of abandoned transports out there, so your TUG ship should ideally be something that can dock large ships as well. Anyway, it's going to come in. Now, most likely you're going to find an abandoned ship in an extremely dangerous environment. You're not going to have time to repair it. It's not going to have a jump drive. It needs to get out of there. And you can't leave it there because then someone else is going to come claim it. So you just claim it, flag it for tug, have your tug ship come get it. As you can see, automatically docks the L with it. Hold up, where's our tug ship before it jumps out? There's the Xenon L on the left side. It's going to just jump back to the base, and it is going to just drop off the L and strip all its equipment so we can deal with it later. That way, that we don't have to let the L slowly crawl out of dangerous territory. You can actually use the player headquarters to build ships. It will pump them out very quickly because it has infinite resources that I've seen too. All of these are the blueprints I have right now. You can add more by reverse engineering, but that was all vanilla features anyway. So yeah, MLCC fighters that come in from repair, the carriers will automatically drop off fighters that get injured, so you can just repair them. They will automatically go back to the reserve hangar, and the carriers have automatically picked up reserve fighters from the hangar. So the 3 replacement Y-wings, they've already picked those up. So it's all taken care of. The Y-wings automatically resupply their missiles at the carriers. Those missiles are automatically being made by the Empire. Well, the Empire meaning all of my factories, my manufacturing empire, not the Empire faction. So everything's just taken care of. Everything's automated. You just have to sit there and let the money roll in. This is what you want to eventually reach by the end of a LitCube playthrough, as you can see here. Well, that about does it for the tour of this save game. Feel free to continue it. Have fun with the MLCC. Use that rebel fleet to go blow up some pirates, as I've done in the mods trailer. You can explore. You can try and add ships to the MLCC fleet. There's actually 2 U-wings full of Marines that are at 2 stars. This will be sufficient for boarding pirates and all kinds of non-Xenon boarding targets. You can use those to go board. You basically have infinite money, and in the time I was making this tutorial, I have made 170 million credits in like 30 minutes of just talking and making this tutorial. So that's an idea of how much money is being made at any given time. Basically, just feel free to look around, look at how all the dock agents are set up, all the freighters are set up, look through all the dockware managers. There's a lot to be learned from this if you don't mind just looking and trying to learn.